Now it's time to do our research. So if you go back to your Google Classroom and in the About section, click on the About, you'll see 4th grade research tools. Click on that. Now here you'll find the different places you can search. Okay, so if you go to, for example, Google Junior, you can try to search for traditional clothing. Make sure that you use the name of the country that you are studying. So, Ukraine, traditional clothing. Make sure you're using those keywords. You could use traditional clothing. Okay, and then we're going to try to stay away from Wikipedia because we can't cite it. And then we're going to look through and see if we can find a good, useful source. Okay? So if I go to, maybe this one might be a good source. Make sure it's looking like somebody who's an expert in their field. Okay? And that it is recent. So I'm trying to stay away from things that look like I want to buy clothing. For example, this one says buy, so that's really good to just take a look. This one is Shutterstock, so that's just going to give me pictures like cutouts, and I don't want that. So make sure you're really looking before you're just clicking. Okay? So I see that this one looks like a .org, so let's click on that one, try that one out. Okay, 2014, it's recent. Okay, and then you can start to read. Now, once you read and you find a fact that you want, remember, we're not going to do any copying and pasting. The only thing you could copy and paste would be maybe a specific name, for example. But as much as you can, we're going to type out everything. So, for example, I see a fact here. Fashion is divided into 2 periods. So if I see a fact I want, go back to your site, underneath your clothing, click on clothing, and then in your insert, you're going to add a text box. Now, up here, there's bullets. So you're just going to start making bullets. Okay? Divided into 2 periods. And I could say what those might be. Okay, so this is my note. I press enter and I have a new one. Go back next door and then keep looking for new notes. Do you have to have everything? No, but you might find about 1 good note per paragraph, or maybe not. Make sure you're including what men, women, adults, children wear as far as what they're clothing, and you can move on. Once you have enough notes, notice how many notes I have. You need at least 4 really good notes, but notice I've divided into what men wear, women wear, some other facts. You can add more as well. And now I'm done with my notes. So this part is the notes portion of the clothing. Now, one last thing. Let's go ahead, add a text box at the bottom, and I would like you to add the URL of where you have gotten your information from. So if we're going to call these your bibliography. So you can paste the URL so that way if you need to go back there, you can always go back to find more information. Okay, this part will stay the same. So this now is your completed clothing. You're going to publish it, and then you're going to do the same for your notes for food and for the arts.